There's something about when you're lost in an idea, even something simple like mathematics, like 2 + 2 = 4, you're lost in something eternal. 2 + 2 = 4 never gets old. It didn't come into existence. It doesn't go out of existence. It's eternally young. And when you lose yourself in an idea like that, you briefly become one with the eternal. So one of the things I love about philosophy is when you're sitting thinking about an idea, thinking through something, you can forget for a little moment that you're dying, that you're a physical body, that you're inhabiting space. For a brief moment, it feels like you are moving in the realm of the idea, the concept, the eternal. Mm-hmm. And that sounds very romanticized, but it's actually kind of true. You know?
Yeah. Do you differentiate that from, go ahead, take a drink. Do you differentiate that from escapism? Is that this, because I could say very similar things about plugging into a game or plugging into a drug of choice or whatever. But do you differentiate it, or do you think it's the same mechanism?
That's a good question. One person's escapism is another person's kind of entry into life. So, somebody might use, I think it's a great question, because somebody might use ideas and philosophy to escape difficult things, to become abstract and to avoid their emotional life. Absolutely. And then there's healthy ways of doing it. And so for me, anything, and I'm interested in psychoanalysis, as you probably know, for me, anything can be pathological. Fitness can be pathological, 100%. Or it can be healthy. Yeah. If there's a difference between being fit and healthy and someone who has to, I sometimes look at people in LA where, one day they're an alcoholic and they get rid of the alcoholism and then they take up CrossFit. It's even worse. One day you're drinking whiskey, the next day you're flipping tires, It's just another way to avoid something. Sometimes. Yeah. So we can, and in LA, you'll know this, man, but the LA is incredible for spiritualizing pathologies. So eating disorders become kind of health things. Mm-hmm. So and taking drugs becomes spiritual enlightenment. And now sometimes it can be. You can take drugs and have a very positive and do it very, very well. But sometimes these things, and sometimes you can have a good diet that's not an eating disorder. But you can look at how we can kind of turn something that is unhealthy into its very opposite. Mm-hmm.